The bat and the bush rat were known best friends all throughout the kingdom. They visited each other every other day and always had one story or another to tell each other. Whenever there was a festival or some sort of ceremony, it was a rare sight never seeing the two together. Many believed that their friendship was one destined and sealed by the stars in the heavens above. One of the things the duo loved doing the most, though, was to cook for the other and share their food. Bushrat, however, was the better cook, and this was one of the reasons Bat secretly hated him. Forget all I said about their friendship. Bat envied Bushrat all the way to the moon and back. Bat hated that Rat cooked better than him. He hated that Rat was better looking than him. He hated that Rat was a lighter complexion than he was. He hated that Rat married before him. He hated that Rat had 9 kids and he had none. He hated that the others preferred Rat to him. Whatever he could think of was what he hated Rat for. And Rat had no idea. So the days went by as usual until Bat cooked up a plan. Literally. As said earlier, one of the things Rat and Bat loved doing was cooking for each other. But Bat always felt as if Rat was the better cook. He always had a way of adding a surprising kick to his dishes, whether it was squeezing in beetle juice, adding chopped caterpillar, or garnishing the meal with red ants, and Bat just couldn't figure him out. Rat, on the other hand, made no complaints. He was a supportive fellow and would never hurt Bat's feelings by telling him that his food tasted like cow dung. So the days went by with everything going on as normal. Bat made a conscious decision, however, to try and beat Bushrat at his game. So on this particular day, when it was Bat's turn to cook, he decided to be creative and add mulberries to his pot of soup. Rat came by his house and they talked for a while before Bat laid the table before him. Rat was quite surprised at what he saw and had a taste of Bat's food.
"Wow, this is really delicious,"
he exclaimed as he slopped at the bowl and asked for a second round.
"Where did you get this recipe? You've definitely outdone yourself today, my friend. How did you make this soup so tasty?"
I boiled myself in the water, and since my flesh is sweet, some of the taste transferred into the soup and also made it sweet,
Bat replied.
"If you want, I can show you how this is done, and you can use this as a base for all your other soups."
He then went to get a pot of warm water, which he jumped into and remained in for a while before coming out. He, however, told Rat that it was hot, boiling water. He went ahead to prepare the soup and slip in some mulberries while Rat was not looking. When the soup was ready, it still tasted as yummy as it did before. Bushrat thanked his friend profusely and then decided to take his leave. Later on that evening, Bushrat went home and told his wife of the lovely meal he had earlier in the afternoon at his best friend Bat's house. He also told her that Bat had shown him how to prepare the soup and he would make some for them to enjoy this night as a family. He therefore told her to go and boil some water in a big pot, which she did. But alas, Rat forgot the wise words of his ancestors. Only a fool tests the depths of a river with both feet. Once the water was steaming hot, Rat jumped into it and ended up dead in a few minutes. Rat's wife didn't understand what was going on and waited for her husband to emerge out of the water. But of course, he didn't. She then looked into the pot and screamed at the sight of her dead husband floating and boiling along with the water. In her wrath and sorrow, she ran to the king's lair and recounted how Bat had deceived her husband and now he was dead. Lion could hardly believe his ears and commanded that every animal come out and look for Bat to make him prisoner. Everyone obeyed the order and looked for Bat all throughout the night, but because it was dark, they could not find him. Bat had flown into a bush when he found out that half of the kingdom was looking for him, and he was well camouflaged because of his black skin. The following day, the animals continued to search, but still could not find him. Lion then ordered that any time anyone saw or lay hands on Bat, they should kill him. Because of this, Bat then changed his habits and stayed hidden all day, only to come out at night to feed. Hence, that is why you never see a bat flying around during the daytime.